attention, please. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Standing in front of you is Angela Human. I've been asked to be the MC for the evening, which is really an honor and a privilege for me in such a historical day like this. Today we are here to attend and to celebrate the launch of the T10 tournament launch event, which is being hosted by the Drakenstein Cricket Club. And we're going to be having a good day today, as we're going to be seeing all the teams that we have and all the teams that are going to be participating. This is such a historical day, and of course it is also quite a privilege for me to be part of this event. There could have been many people that have been asked to host, but I was the one that has been chosen, so I'm going to try my best to make sure that we run things smoothly. Where I'm from, I'm actually one of the presenters at the Radio KC. I'm pretty sure you know the station, which is probably one of our beautiful creations from right here in Perth. I host a show which is called KC at Work between 9 and 12 every weekday from Monday to Friday. So you can always tune into the show. We always try to cover as much sports as possible, and I'm pretty sure amongst us here we all are passionate about sport. And if we were not, we would definitely not be here, as cricket is indeed part of that sport. And also, it is quite a profound time for us for this launch to be taking place, especially during this month of the Heritage Month, as we know that September is the Heritage Month, and also September being that, and also we know how important sport has played in the historic of this country, and also in terms of our heritage. So indeed, it is an honor for me to be part of this great day. And of course, cricket being one of the most loved, followed sports in the country, and it's quite not a surprise that the most followed person on the Instagram in South Africa, it happens to be a cricket player who happens to be Mr. A.B. de Villiers with over 23 million followers on Instagram. So, which shows that South Africans love their cricket. And so today we're going to be sharing all that love and all that positivity, and also sharing that history. So to officially give us the background about this evening and also about why we are here today, I'm going to be calling upon our chairman of the Drakenstein Cricket Club, Mr. Colin Carlson, to come forward so that he can give us the background about this day. Can you give him a round of applause?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome everybody here. Is that okay? Apologies. Is that okay? Okay, it means somebody else. So, thank you, honorable guest, the MMC, Chelsea, Tirol. Thank you, Lady Gracie, Secretary, Mr. Khan. Thank you, Bariska, Miles, over here, and Proxy. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. There we go, thumbs up. So, where did this all start? This happened 2019, if I'm not mistaken. 2019, somebody came up with the idea and said, look, guys, everybody's looking for friendlies. Let's come together and have a lekker friendly as a community. So we met at Paul Paris, the class. It was 9 clubs, maybe Paul East, Peoples, Bergriver, Drakenstein, Bequeen, Wellington. Did I miss somebody out? Yeah, thank you. Myself, my own club. So we came together and we decided just to have a little tournament amongst ourselves. We selected Paul Paris cricket fields because they have 2 cricket fields. And we would play against each other. I think Peoples, actually, we weren't involved there. First one wasn't involved. And I think there was another one. Yeah, then we were 6 clubs. London? Where's London? 6 clubs, right? So there's 2 pools of 3 teams. The draw, this we didn't see. Actually, the chairman took a box, put their names in, and just drew. The chairman just drew, and it was the teams. And we proceeded from there. We had a amazing final between Paul and Paul East, two of the titans, with all respect to people as well, in the cricket community. And I think it was a very close encounter, and Paul East was the inaugural winners, if I'm not mistaken. 2019 and then 2020 up until 2021, there was no cricket because of COVID. And last year, we introduced a new format called the T10, which was very exciting because Billy said, look guys, the sun is setting. I think the ball players said, look here, we can't see the ball properly. And we actually needed to finish the game much earlier. And so Billy came up, Billy, I think it was your suggestion for the T10. And wow, what a final it was, what 2 days. I think they were also there from the first edition. And we were actually now, with people's joined us, we were 8 teams, right? Or were we 9 teams? No, we were 8 teams with Sarah. Sarah came with and Ash Peoples. And I think Wellington, with all surprises, made the final, with all due respect, were against Paul this time, again. And Paul was the eventual winners. This year, we are playing with pink balls. So die ligkamer donker raak. Ons gaan dit ons sien. But we did not have all these stakeholders involved. And I just want to say thank you very much to each and every stakeholder that is part of this third edition. I just want to give them a round of applause. So, I'm not going to keep you further. I'm the chairman of my own cricket club. And Lyndon is the secretary of Paul. Warren is chairman of Wellington, and Adele is also chairman of Aquarium. But we came together as a community and structured. All on the field we are enemies, not enemies but rivals. Off the field we came together. And look what we have achieved as a community with the absence of Sarum and Gouda. So this year actually, we grew from 6 to 8 and we'll be 10 teams this year. So I just want to say this is the third edition. I think we can grow from strength to strength and have more stakeholders present as a community as we go further. So from this point, thank you very much for all of you guys that's sitting here as the cricket fraternity from Drakenstein. And I think, and I've heard other regions in the overworld that wants to adopt the same model. So we are the pioneers of this initiative, and I think we should make this our own and say this is the standard that we want to put out. And yes, we can just take it from here to great heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that beautiful intro. It's beautiful that as we hear that piece that when this began, all started from 2019, and here we are, 2023. And as the doc, Dr. Harlan Kluter here would always say, when he encourages us, then Casey, that you must start, you know, whatever you want to do, just start, and the rest will follow. And I'm so glad that you guys decided to start and went with the action. And here we are today, and hopefully that it grows from strength to strength. And indeed, this is a very important tournament, as I believe that it will continue to change many lives for many, many generations. One of my favorite leaders, quite controversial man, he goes by the name of Robert Mugabe. I think many of you will recognize the name. Actually, he said something quite interesting some years ago, speaking about cricket, and he said that cricket creates the most civilized and creates the greatest gentleman in the world. And he went on to say that he wants every Zimbabwean to play cricket so that Zimbabwe can be full of gentlemen. So hence, cricket is called the gentleman sport. And I think even if you don't agree with President Mugabe, but on that one, we should all give due respect where it's due and credit where it's due. So I think we're really important. So I think hopefully that this tournament will continue to create many, many giants and many gentlemen. Hopefully also some ladies as this tournament will grow so that it can also target young girls that are also passionate about the sports of cricket. So now we're going to be going to the second section of this program, whereby all the stakeholders, as we just had, that if it wasn't for the stakeholders, we would not be here today. So we're going to have all the stakeholders that are part of, some of the stakeholders are not here present, but I will mention their names after all the speeches. So we're going to have just each stakeholder to have something to say. And of course, we're going to be starting with, from the Poland, we're going to be having Mr. James Fortin, who's going to be, okay, seems like he's not here yet. We're going to be going to Chelsea, Mr. Boyce, to come forward, and then he will be followed by Lorenzo Arense from the Drakenstein municipality, and then the chairman of Radio PC, Dr. Alan Kluter, will follow after Lorenzo Arense. Can you give a round of applause?
I didn't prepare it. So we were introduced to this tournament by Mr. Manase Abele. That went back to 2019 when it all started. We believe in partnerships. So when I look here, Radio Casey also partner for the last 2 years or so. Just looking forward to grow with you guys in the tournament. Like we said, we want to change the world, and even if it's one player, one family at a time, then we would have achieved what we set out for. But yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to the tournament.
Thank you to Mr. Boyce, who is from Chelsea, and I must say that that is actually one of my favorite South African networks. I'm actually using it on my phone. I don't know if you see where I'm going with this, but so just so you know, I'm also using Chelsea, by the way. So if you can do something about it, I don't know. Now we're going to have the second speaker, which is Mr. Lorenzo Arense, to come forward and say something on behalf of the Drakenstein municipality. Can you give him a round of applause?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's like going to your family's event. I get to your family's event, and they know you're the eldest son. And getting there, like, we expected to say something. So I'm sitting there thinking, I hope it's not the same. But unfortunately, it is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And as is in my capacity, I need to say all protocol observed. But let me start with a theme. If I had to choose, while sitting there, if I had to choose a theme, it would be this, naturally, is that this never underestimate the power of the seed. And there's this lovely saying whenever I go to sporting events, I always say, I'm saying, the seeds you plant today is creating the saddle for legacies or for generations to come in future. And this is loosely said and translated. But in sitting and being part of this event tonight, and thank you for making Drakenstein part of this, and for giving us the opportunity also to plant seeds in your life. Because I know out there, the only sport that I was good at, unfortunately, is standing here tonight, I don't have to lie, but the only sport I was good at was cricket in life. But in those days I played against Lawrence Chief and Edward Caper, and for my area, I played in the province area, but I played in Atlantis. And I was opening over there, and you can imagine what Edward Caper of the ball did to me then. So yeah, but I was lucky at that stage that I was young enough to take every six that came our way. But Mr. Khan said to me, please do not tell a story about opportunities. But I love telling stories to get to my point. And allow me, in a quick few seconds, and being true to my job description I have currently, a long term, allow me the story to tell the story to get to the point. There was this professor that had a course, we had a seminar there, and at the seminar had about 100 people. And he was busy with with this whole seminar and speak to people about values and speak to people about the principles of life, and he's trying to get the idea through to a lot of people. But everybody was just, you know what I'm saying, they were expecting something amazing, they were expecting something different. And at the end of the day, he saw people sitting there wanting to know, but where are we going with this? Because they couldn't understand his principles that he was trying to, because these were a lot of business people that he was speaking to, and they couldn't understand where he was going with the ideas. And then he gave each of the 100 people a balloon. And he said, please drop the balloon. Put your name on, drop the balloon. Which they've done. They've written the name on the balloon, blow it up, and they said, okay, fine. Now, you all 100, throw the balloon in the room and leave the room. Which they have done. So all of them left the room and they went outside. After 5 minutes, he said, please come back in. And 100 people came back in. They said, please go and find the balloon with your name on. And 100 people went scattering around in the hall, wanting to find their balloon. And were there for half an hour trying to find the balloon. And some of them could, but most of the 100 people, none of them could find their own balloon. So they said, you find I need to stop. Where you are, I'll pick up the balloon where you are now. Look at the name on the balloon and give the balloon to the person that received it. And immediately, within a few minutes, everybody had their own balloon in hand. And he got back to the principle, and that's the idea why we leave this uniting thing is that in life, we need each other. If you look at our Facebook profile, it's quite nice nowadays. It says, we are all angels with only one wing, and we need each other to fly. In life, the seed that we put today, because it's based on making a difference in someone else's lives, not your own, that's why it will become a success in life. Who I am today, what I am today, and why I'm going in life, it's not because of me. Yes, it's because of my hard work. It's because of me focusing on where I need to go and want to go. But it's because of people investing in me as a person and as a personality. It's because of people like you sitting here tonight that values me as a personality and invite me to event. And so tonight I want to ask you, in going forward in this event, let's start picking up the balloons around us and continue making a difference in the lives of others around us. Continue what you're doing, and this event will become one of the biggest ever. Because immediately you said it tonight, in this whole introduction, you said you're already making waves in the Open. Soon you'll already be making waves in the West Coast, which is our product. Then you will be going to Cape Town, Eden, wherever. You're making waves. Keep doing what you're doing, but keep doing and making the waves for others. And soon this event will be one of the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arinze, for that beautiful, touching speech right there. Hopefully that we can all pick up something from that. And I'm also glad that you touched on something very important. I'm glad that the stakeholders are here, in particular for businesses that always, whenever there's something that is starting up, they always come forward to show support. And especially the local government, I always appreciate it when they show support towards such initiatives like this, because in many cases, when such events like these, or such launches as these, or such initiatives as this, you would find that in many places now, you have to go and beg, you know, and I'm pretty sure that that is not something to do. I always work with Doc. He actually runs he has a podcast. So at some point I was a producer for his podcast where I would do edits and everything. So there was one incident where I had a delay of giving him the podcast so that he can broadcast it. And then he said something interesting to me. He said, please never in your life put someone in a position where they have to beg you, you know? And I hope that the cricket club, Drakenstein, will never be in a position where when you guys go and ask for something, you are put in a position where you have to beg. Because I know begging is not a nice thing to do. So I'm glad that the stakeholders have shown that support without having you guys going to beg to them and feeling small. Now, next and coming up to speak on behalf of other stakeholders, Dr. Harlan Klute from Radio KC. I see he's in a rush. Okay. Dr. Harlan Klute actually, interestingly, this month of September, as you guys said that you started this back in 2019. He's amongst the founders of the organization called Radio KC. Back in 1996, that's when they decided that this beautiful place called Poland needs to have a radio station. 1996, they had no money, they were young people, but they started something and they went on, and 27 years later, here they are. The station is still growing, it's growing stronger than I think back in 1996 imagined. So what I'm trying to say is, even with this initiative, maybe it could have a sustainability of 27 years itself. But who is best to tell us on how to do that than the master himself, Dr. Halim Kuti? Let's give you a round of applause.
Thank you very much, and I am surprised that you come to such a lot. I fight a lot with you. We fight all the time. So thank you very much, and I thank you for the kind words. Program Director and colleagues here tonight, thank you for allowing me the space to speak here tonight. I will take some of Gerald's airtime and just share with you some thoughts. This is the second cricket tent organized in the Drakenstein municipal area. And thank you for reaching out to Radio Casey to be your partner in this event. You are the owners and the shareholders of Radio Casey, I always say. Radio Casey would not be Radio Casey without your support. And when you ask us, we jump because we understand our role as your servants. We are here primarily to serve you and to make sure that we celebrate you in everything that you do. In this Heritage Month, I think we should also take a moment to recognize and acknowledge the blood, sweat and tears of those that have gone before us. If it was not for them that have had this vision, I remember coming here and this was a stock car, remember? If it was not for those men and women who had the vision and the foresight, we would not be here today. And they gave of their blood, their sweat and their tears, and they gifted us with so much, and today we can enjoy the fruits of their labor. They paved the way and left us with an enduring legacy and strong institutions, the clubs that we have today. It was never built around an individual, but around a common cause to serve the greater good of our society. It also serves as a gentle reminder, colleagues, that you and I are not going to be around forever. And we should go about our business with the necessary gentleness and humility, because without that, this would not be possible. This is also a very important weekend for Radio Casey. Yes, class. Okay. There's also a very important weekend in the life of the community of Greater Pearl Valley, with the inaugural Heritage Sevens that takes place on the 24th of September. Then on the 24th of September, we celebrate 27 years of the mother of community broadcasting in the Greater Pearl Valley at the Bethel Congregational Church at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. She, Radio Casey, gives us a voice to express ourselves, and I'm inviting you to come and celebrate our collective world. This evening, I want to quickly touch on something that is very close to my heart, and that is the question of leadership in our society. The South African National Development Plan identifies 9 problems that face us as a nation. And you may very well ask, but what does this 9 problems have got to do with cricket? And I will argue that it has everything to do, because it is the problems that we face daily in our society. The number 1 problem in South Africa, and there are 9, is unemployment. There are too few South Africans that work. And so, the context of your club, I'm sure that you're working with young people who are not working. Unemployment is a problem. Education is the second problem in our society. Where the haves, those with deep pockets, those with money, enjoying the luxury and the trimmings of our society, and the rest who do not have money are left behind. There's an infrastructure problem. There's a marginalized poor, where you have the haves, the have-nots, and then you have the never-haves. There are people in our society who never had, who were born into poverty and continue to live in this nightmare of poverty. There's the sustainability problem where our economy is not growing. There's the public health problem. There's the bloated public service problem. And then there's the corruption problem that is the cancer of our society. And finally, there's the divided society, where we can wear our Springbok jerseys with pride tomorrow, but then we go into our little corners on a Saturday after the final whistle blows. The NDP concludes that to address these challenges will require leadership at all levels of our society. In this, we should not minimize the role that you play as leaders in our society to affect change. And so it's important then that we clarify what is meant by this term leader and leadership, as there are some amongst us, unfortunately, who have the title of chairman, manager, secretary, director, president, or coach, or CEO, but whose actions display a complete disregard for this high calling and responsibility of leadership. You have the title of leader, but your action shows something completely different. Those that desire the perks and benefits of office, but whose behavior goes against the noble values and beliefs that define our struggle for justice and peace. They will now expect us to almost bow down and kneel in their presence because of their proximity to resources. And dare you question them, then they remind you that they will plek in. They can't so that they praat. Or you'll be cut off or dealt with if you question them. They will show no respect, blue tick you, and don't even have the decency to return phone calls. Ghosting is what the youth calls it. Leadership that act as ghosts, that will instead of having to serve you, want to be served by you. This is the very real way in how leadership has come to be defined in our society. That being rude, boastful, arrogant, threatening, fearful is to be an admirable quality. I say never ever should we allow such nonsense. So what then does it mean, the type of leadership that we're talking about? That we want people and yourself that are leaders to aspire to. Number one, L, is to love the people. You cannot be in leadership and hate the people. You cannot be in leadership and don't like people. Leadership, Sheikh Mubarak reminds us, is the great love, is the greatest attribute of a revolutionary. You cannot be in leadership and not get on with people. En mense is verskillende mense and they've got their own needs, but a leader is driven by the love of the people. Secondly, you need to educate yourself as a leader. A leader is a leader, colleagues. A leader is a leader. If you are a chairman of a club, you should be reading books about leadership. WhatsApp is not reading. Facebook and scrolling through statuses is not reading. And so as a leader, we need to continue to educate ourselves about the game and remain stewards of this game. 3, we need to have an attitude of it can be done. I like the attitude of this. Let's do it. Because if we start out, there's no limit to what we can achieve if we start out. The D in leadership stands for differentiate. This is not a competition. We support one another. It can't go well with Wellington and Saar suffers. And so we need to have this collective sense of helping and supporting one another, because we are only as strong as all of us together. And so what is the youth of one club being there and another club being there? And we should be working together, colleagues, to have a different spirit and a different attitude to support and build one another up. That is what leadership is about. It's not about me, it's about we. Amen? It's not about me, it's about we, how we as a collective grow and celebrate one another. Then the last part of leadership is like moving forward. Leadership is about us, it's about service to people. I am because we are. That's Ubuntu. Ek is wat ons is. It's never a one-man show. It cannot be a one-man show. It's I am because we are this collective. The H is for your humility. Is to be humble is the greatest attribute of a leader. To be humble and to be humility. And humility says, I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I don't have to be the cleverest person in the room all the time. It's okay to say, I don't know. Because it is in the doing that we collectively start knowing. And so humility is the greatest attribute of a leader. Arrogance is so ugly. To be arrogant and to have all the answers. Jy wil eendag die slimste persoon wees in die vertrek. A leader doesn't have to have the last word all the time. I'm almost done. Innovate. We need to innovate. New ideas is what is needed. New ways. I like this innovation. There was 10s, 20s, and there were 10s. I was thinking this after writing this. Like one of 5s can come. Okay. But 10 is an innovation. But that is exactly the business community. Celsius is already working at better ways to serve you. Better ways to serve you. And we need to have a discussion with Celsius about their partnership with us. Because collectively we know our value and our brand and our power. It's all eyes on this brand. And so this brand must partner with us in a dynamic way to make sure that we develop this infrastructure. Finally, colleagues, it's to persevere. We have a spirit, we never give up. Give us the lips, that give you iets. We have got the ability om van niks af iets te maak. Is this one? Give us nothing, and we can give you something. If hearing this makes you uncomfortable, then I'm succeeding here this evening. Because if we are where we are as a country, because of a lack of ethical and accountable leadership. And this is what we must change to our actions locally. It is what the academics call globalization. The fact that we local action have got a global impact. And if you don't believe me, there would be no Kirkley Arendse if not for the leadership of Ethel Onton and Chester Williams, the late Chester Williams. Local action, global impact. Local action, global impact. The same can be said of Justin Onton that comes from this area. So may the Thames grow and impact many more and grow from strength to strength. Remember, this is not about me, it's about me. Your legacy, like Maya Angelou says, is not one thing, but the many lives you touch. Cricket is the vehicle that God gave you to touch and make the world a better place. Model good soldier habits to the youth. There is no place in cricket and society for drunkenness, pipes, drugs and violence. I was at Dal Josephat on Saturday. The gardens that get very damaged. Ek sit hier en daar sit er twee meisjes, die prachtigste meisjes. Daar kom die walms van Okappe in jou besit. There's nothing beautiful. I don't know where we got to this point. There is nothing beautiful about drunkenness, geseknis langs die cricketveld. There's nothing beautiful about that. There's nothing beautiful about Okappe and the car and the smoke. We must take our hard stands against such things. There's no place like this in the fabric of our society. In fact, it is killing our society. There's no place for gender-based violence and bullying in our clubs, union and in society. And we must stand firm on this. A cricket man slaan is sy vrou. A cricket persoon praat nie lelik met sy vrou nie. This is about youth development and the future. And so friends, this is about generational work. Let us confront the demons in our society head on, and may we lead our communities from strength to strength and hand over the baton to future generations. For us, it remains an absolute honor working alongside you and serving you because Casey belongs to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Holland Klute. Just announcement, there's a Corsa parking that is standing outside with starting with CF, the number plate appearing the lights are on. Corsa parking. All right. Thank you, Dr. Holland, for that beautiful speech. It touched me, and touched me in a very, very good way, and hopefully that has touched and many have learned something from that, especially about leadership, which is something that I think is very, very important with aspire to be the leaders. I'm not sure if the other stakeholders have yet arrived. We're supposed to have James Forting from Poland. I don't know if he's arrived yet. Now we're going to be having the last remarks from the chairman of the Drakenstein Club Cricket Committee, Mr. Cornel Carus. All right. Now we're going to get into the part, the excitement part, where we're going to know who's going to be facing who during this tournament. So now we're going to be doing the draw, whereby the team captains, I believe, they will come forward so that they can be able to draw who they might be facing during this tournament. So this is the fun part, and
this will be the, I think this is the pools, ready? This is the pools first, and then we're going to select the team name, number. So we're going to do the group first, Let's go last, part of the yeah, we're going to select the HE, young peoples, who's your captain for the tournament? Round of applause for wait a minute. Okay, you all can see. Pull it out. Group B. Young people, repeat it. Yeah, repeat it. Just stand there. So young people is in group B. Burger. Get for you. Captain of Burger. I think it's Garen Peterson. Garen. Right, Garen. Group A. You stand together. Okay, let's go Drakenstein. Educational Cricket Club. Regan Carlsen. Group B. Okay. So people, young peoples and Drakenstein in the same group. Paul Cricket Club. Group B. 3 teams so far in Group B. Remember guys? It's pools of 5 teams, There's already three teams in there. Okay, but ready? Group A, but ready. But here and but ready in the same group. I have ball piece. Another group A. There's 3 groups. teams in each group. Who's left? Wellington. Where's the repeat? That's I think. Group A, Wellington. There's the group A. Okay, there is. Who's left? Is Sarah here? Come, Sarah. Okay, that's it. Group B. Interesting. Is there no partners? Okay, so automatically Coda will be in Group B. From that, let's go there. Okay, come join us. There you go. Let's make sure that he's the correct one. Yeah. Is it A? Sorry. Is it A? Sorry. Is that Coda? Yeah? Okay. So the team. Is the invitation that fall in the group where there's only 4 teams automatically. Yeah. So now we're going to draw the numbers. Okay. This one. Yeah, this one. Okay, you have team 8. So that is Saron with team 8. Yeah? Okay. You have another name? Yeah, team 8, yeah. Okay. Adele? Okay, Bakweni is team 5. Awesome stuff, get it? Team 6 is Burger, they have a few young people. Young peoples is team 4. Drakenstein, did you? 3. Team 3. Okay. Paul Cricket Club. Team 2. Okay. Paul East. Okay. 1. Wellington. Team 9. Okay. And then Gouda. Let's say Team 7. Gouda. So let me just recap there. Did I have it all? But they all of them? Yeah, T10 is not yet. Okay. Yeah, they will fall into the groups of, yeah, I think that is for, can I just add it? So just to recap, just to confirm, young people's group B, team 4. Burger group A, team 6. Drakenstein group B, team 3. Paul Cricket Club, group B, team 2. Bakweni group A, team 5. Paul East group A, team 1. Wellington group A, team 9. Sarah group B, team 8. And Gouda group A, team 7. So the invitational team will fall in the groups of 1, 2, 3, 4 in group B, but yeah, and there will be group 10. So the fixtures, but it's already been sorted. We will be shared with you. Thank you very much, captains. Can I have a seat? The photographers just want to have a quick picture. Just come and sit. That's okay. This is the Drakenstein heritage competition, and some some sayings in this tournament this year as the newbie, and hopefully you'll have a lot of things. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Round of applause. Just to also add, I just want to say thank you to So thank you, gentlemen. I know this is only the launch. Also, thank you, Rian, for allowing us to have the event here from Bola. Thank you very much, Bola. And so Billy is the secretary. Billy has been busy with a lot of documentation. Hi, thank you, Billy. Net vir Billy, harde klap vir julle. Warren is the managing geld, so he was steering and managing the finances for us up until now. Thank you very much, Warren. And then the vice chairman also including his ideas and suggestions and also assisting where he can. Bye-bye, thank you, Anele. So guys, this is only the start. This is the launch. We haven't even got. And as you guys know, the sport of cricket is very dependent on the weather, as you can see. I don't know if you guys have been watching the weather for the next couple of days. It's not looking all that good. It's actually a little bit more clouds and rain and all that. So we don't have a roof to cover the pitches of the grass. Billy has been working with Drakenstein, pumping up the water, and yesterday was that, Billy? And Lieutenant, thank you very much, Lieutenant. And the conditions on the fields is not looking as it looked last year. We are not going to cancel the tournament, but what we will do is, we have came together as a collective, as all the clubs of the Drakenstein, and we will just postpone it till next week. Next week the weather is looking much more, it's looking better. The sun will be out, the pitch will be prepared, and I think instead of pushing through and hoping for the best, I think it's best if we delay it with a week. So it will be scheduled for the Saturday, 30th of September, as well as the 1st of October, which is the Sunday. So it will be like the old days, the Saturday and the Sunday. I think that will be better for everybody because we don't want to push something. Dan gaan die mense kom nie, and it's going to be a failure, and we don't want that. So we want the best. We don't want the play to slip on a wet patch. Dan kyk hulle vir die money voor. We don't want that. No? We want it to be safe, controlled, and we want to be under control of that event. No? And give the best tournament since we started with this initiative. So hopefully everybody's working. I know the clubs, the chairmen and management have accepted and agreed. People like Rashid, is it what? Is that right? So, but thank you. So we'll just speak with our stakeholders again just to reschedule it for 1 week. Shouldn't be a problem, you know. So, and so, sorry.
Evening everyone. Thank you everybody that was here. I think Cornel touched on everything. As you can see, we are very diverse. A lot of teams, very diverse. We're trying to make everybody in the Drakenstein a part of this event so that we can grow, we can develop, and we can educate on every sector in cricket, management, players, whatever. And that's what we're going to do for the funds that in this event. We want to invest it to do development on every aspect of cricket, not just players, but management, outcomes, and everything. Kono already thanked all the stakeholders that's present here, but I think we have the mayor's office also I think last week I sent the letter. I think it was Wednesday, and we had an answer and we got the financial donation for this fund for this. So we got the immediate reply. So we have to thank him. He is invited to attend the finals day. Hopefully he will, and hopefully in the next year it will be part of the budget of sport as the MMC. Thank you.
Also, I want to say thank you to yes,
One question. What is the plans going forward for involving women cricket? Is that correct?
excellent question. And
So what we did was is that we presented bowling cricket with a business plan. In the business plan, we started out with only men cricket, but women cricket and junior cricket will also be integrated into this tournament. So we are hoping to have a women's tournament early next year or early in the next season. But they are part of us because all the clubs now must have women teams, so it won't be a problem to arrange that. But they are definitely in the plan, they are in the business plan currently at Kuala. So we are looking.
any more questions or requests that we can answer? Okay. Thank you for that question, Mr. Kuta. So thank you, and Andina, thank you for being the MC for tonight, and hopefully we can make use of you for future events. And like I said, we will make it part of our budget for the MC. And thank you, I want to guess the cricket clubs, the real stars of the night. We just want you to come and play your best cricket. We want to see the best of the best out there. It's going to be 15 registered players, and we just going to have some fun like we never had. I know we beat people's last year, and we'll keep that on the record books, but it's just about having fun and just sharing ideas and preparing for the season that lies ahead. Thank you very much. There's some refreshments to my right, to your left, and yourself. Thank you.
And please don't catch up with each other, talk about the MMCs here, everybody that has complaints, he's here now.
All right, thank you so much, ladies and